Howdy all, welcome to Railroad Adventures with Kendall. Today's adventure will take us to Kingsburg, California to check out the historic Southern Pacific train depot within town. It's gonna be a great day learning the story of this unique building. So let's get going and check out the Kingsburg train depot. I'm here in Kingsburg to check out the history of their old train depot right behind me. Let's go check it out. The town of Kingsburg was established in 1873 by the Central Pacific as a railroad town and flag stop. If you would like to learn more about Kingsburg, check out my video of the town on my other channel. Anyway, back to this story. Originally using a small building and a loading dock, in 1875, the Central Pacific built a 32 by 110 foot depot next to the tracks. This building accommodated both passenger and freight on the Central Pacific. However, it caught fire and burned to the ground on June 17, 1902. In 1903, Southern Pacific would bring in the depot from Monson, California to be used as the new depot in Kingsburg. In 1922, the depot was damaged by fire, but was saved, updated, and reopened in October 1923. The 1923 additions include a covered patio, smoking and non-smoking waiting rooms, electricity, indoor plumbing, restrooms, a plaster interior in the waiting room and office areas with varnished pine trim and wainscoting, and a stucco interior with waterfall brick wainscoting. It was also moved south a short distance to keep northbound passenger trains from blocking the main street when they stopped to pick up passengers. Throughout the years, the depot would continue to serve the community of Kingsburg for both passenger and freight trains on the Southern Pacific within the area. The SP also provided service to the Roma Winery Company's facility here in Kingsburg. Anyway, the depot would continue to operate until 1968. That year, SP ended passenger service and closed the depot. Sometime later, after the last station agent moved out, the Chamber of Commerce leased the waiting room for their office. The Historical Society occupied the rest of the depot and turned it into a museum. With the help of service organizations and other volunteers, the exterior was painted red with white trim, and a large Dala horse was placed on the roof. The horse was created by art students at the high school and was installed on the second-story roof. This big orange horse was lit up by night and was made quite a spectacle for drivers passing by on the highway. It was even spotted one night by famed country singer Johnny Cash as he was passing through the valley. When he saw the horse, he had his driver pull off the highway and come into town so he could check it out. In the late 1970s, the Historical Society moved to their new home at Historical Park, and in 1987, the Chamber moved to a new Welcome Center. And with that, the horse disappeared, and the depot sat empty for the first time in 112 years alongside the Southern Pacific tracks, with its fate uncertain, especially with the Southern Pacific wanting to either demolish the building or move it off-site, which was the policy that led to the nearby Fowler Depot being moved to its current location. Thankfully, with the merger of Southern Pacific with Union Pacific in 1996, things were looking great for the Kingsburg Depot. For the UP takes great pride in the history of American railroading. After Kingsburg Mayor John White met with UP officials, UP agreed to transfer ownership of the depot to the city of Kingsburg. It was a long process, but thanks to Wright's persistence, the city finally gained the title to the depot in 2005. Soon, a depot planning committee of 7 citizens was appointed by the city council to determine what to do with the building. It was quickly decided that it would have an educational use. However, the city had no money to restore the building. So, the depot planning committee decided to incorporate as a non-profit entity to raise money for rehabilitation. Thus, the Friends of the Historic Kingsburg Depot was born on November 17, 2005. with volunteers began cleaning up the site. And after years of donation and work on site, the main rehabilitation work was completed by general contractor C.J. Brook in October 2015, with work continuing in November by the Friends volunteers on the freight house and the second-story apartment. And that leads us to the Kingsburg Depot today. As we head inside the depot, we get a great view of their main office. Here, you get to see what it was like to operate a Southern Pacific train depot in 1923. The reason for it to be 1923 is because it's the earliest date of the depot at its current location. Here I am listening to one of the volunteers explaining the future plan for the freight train display. This includes acquiring Southern Pacific 1238 from Fresno's Roding Park and some freight cars to display them right next to the freight loading platform outside, almost recreating this picture from the 1950s. If you would like to learn more about Southern Pacific 1238, check out my short on my other channel. Now in here is the main waiting room. This is where passengers would wait after getting their tickets by the station agent. They could sit on the benches inside or on the benches out in the patio. Great seats to rest on while waiting for your train to arrive. Now above the main office was the station agent's living quarters. Here, the station agent can live with his family while working for the Southern Pacific. It has the accommodations of a small home, including a kitchen with dining table, a bathroom, complete with a bathtub, and bedrooms. One for the station master and his wife, and the other one for the kids. This accommodation will bring a different meaning to the phrase, working from home.
Who are railroad people? We are a plain and friendly people.
As we head to the freight dock, we'll pass by the loading area. In this room, you'll see the kind of stuff that'll be loaded on the trains, particularly baggage that'll be on board the baggage car of passenger trains. And here is the freight house. This provided a more secure storage for freight to be loaded onto trains. It is currently used as the Leon S. Peters Learning Center, an education classroom, and a vineyard by reservation. They also have the large freight scale that was used when this was an active train depot. And here is the freight dock, an unsecured freight storage and loading location used for larger cargo that was also to be loaded onto freight trains. This is also near the spot for the future steam train display location. The freight dock is very accessible and is a great spot to watch trains pass through Kingsburg. And this is where we'll end our journey at the Kingsburg train depot. We must get back on our train and head home. All aboard! I hope you had a fun time exploring the Kingsburg train depot. It was a blast to check out this unique structure within the Central Valley. I even enjoyed exploring the station agent's apartment upstairs. Anyway, if you have a location for us to go on, comment or email down below. We would love to see suggestions. And also subscribe and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We would love to see your faces. Now that's all the time we have here on Railroad Adventures with Kendall. See you later, folks, and may your gifts bless the world.